Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Banbury Plant High Community Stadium. It's Kettering Town, the Poppies, against the Puritans of Banbury United, and the weather is lashing down here in Oxfordshire. But if you haven't heard the news already from the internet and the official website, Adam Cunnington is the latest signing for the Poppies, and he makes the team today. I'll just go quickly through the team for you. Kettering Town read like this. In goal is Paul White, number 2 Darrell Berry, 6 Michael Richards, 7 Lyndon Meikle, 8 Aaron O'Connor, 9 Dan Holman, 12 Dion Kelly Evans, 14 Marcus Kelly, 15 Declan Towers, 18 Nathaniel Roturner, and 20 Adam Cunnington. Adam Cunnington played 27 games for the Poppies in his first spell in 2011, scoring 6 goals before he went on to Dagenham and Redbridge. But he's been released, or he left at Billericay Town last week and has rejoined Marcus Law. So it's an interesting forward line now of Cunnington, Holman and O'Connor. The subs bench is Gary Storer, number 5, Brett Salkin, number 4, Ben Milnes, 10, Rhys Honus, 11, and Luke Graham, 16. So it is going to be an interesting afternoon as Kettering were knocked off top spot by Stourbridge, who drew 0-0 here on Tuesday. And Mike Ford's side hitting a bit of form recently. They drew, as I say, 0-0 with Stourbridge. They drew away at Needham Market 3-3. Drew at home 0-0 against Lowestoft. They drew away at St Ives 2-2. They beat AFC Rushden and Diamonds 1-0, and they lost to Redditch 2-0. So it's just one defeat in the last 6 games. That is the same as Kettering, of course. Kettering have won 4 and drawn 1 and lost 1 of their last 6 games. So very evenly matched. Banbury, they've played 19, they've won 5, they've drawn 9, lost 5, they've scored 19, had 21 against. They're in 14th position with 23 points. We've already played the Puritans this season. That came in the CSS Challenge Cup first round. The Poppies winning 3-2, coming back from 1-0 down and 2-1 down to win 3-2. Goals on that evening came from Brett Salkin, Andre Borg and Michael Richards. There is an ex-Poppy in the Puritans side. It's Edmund Hotter, who signed for them. Ironically, he made his debut for Kettering against Banbury in that CSS Challenge match last season. Ed Palmer and myself were here. It was a 1-1 draw in the league, Kettering going ahead with a Lyndon Meikle goal, but it was being pegged back. And in season 16-17, again, success here for Kettering Town, winning 2-1 with Baker and O'Connor getting the Kettering goals on that occasion. Well, the only 2 of the top 5 playing today are Kettering and Stourbridge. Kings Lynn are playing at home against Rushall Olympic. Lowestoft are at home against Alfchurch. Redditch are playing Royston, and the big one as far as we're concerned is Stourbridge are playing at home against Colville. No games for Biggleswade Town, FC Rushden and Diamonds and Stratford in the league at least this afternoon. Stratford involved in the FA Trophy. And Ed Palmer, are you ready to indulge in this festive activity in this freezing cold stadium?
Well, yeah, I mean, unless the game's called off in the meantime, it is absolutely hammering it down here in Oxfordshire. And I don't just mean a little bit of rain, it is absolutely bucketing it down. It's cold, it's wet, it's December, but it is football, and it is back to league action, and it is Kettering who are second placed. Of course, we've got to say that for the time being. Stourbridge have overtaken us with their 3rd game more that they've played from us, albeit it was a draw, so it does keep Kettering only 1 point behind the current league leaders with those 3 games in hand. As we said, Stourbridge are hosting Colville Town today, so Colville could do us a favour by going there and getting something, but Kettering have got to concentrate on their own game today. They've got to make sure they get 3 points against a really, really good Banbury United side, and they are going to be absolutely no mean feat to beat this team. It's going to be horrible conditions, but it's conditions that is the exact reason why we're going to enjoy watching Adam Cunnington today, because...
Well, that's it, Ed. The big news is that Adam Cunnington has re-signed from Billericay Town. That took us all by surprise. Well, not all.
Yes, it's certainly an interesting signing, and we said in the car on the way down, I think outside of the conference, Kettering have probably got one of the most powerful strike forces in non-league football at the moment. You've got Dan Holman, Aaron O'Connor, Adam Cunnington and Rhys Honus. That is an absolutely tremendous strike force. And what Adam Cunnington is going to bring is, I mean, I don't know whether Mark has predicted the weather or not, but this is the perfect time to sign Adam Cunnington. It's going to be horrible conditions out there to play actual football. The wind is blowing all over the place. The rain is lashing down. The ground's going to be heavy. It's going to be bobbly. It's going to cut up very, very quickly. But now we've got that big, strong presence up top in Adam Cunnington, who, of course, is starting, who we can get the ball up to. He can hold it up. He can flick it on. We can play a lot more in the air rather than being nice and tricky. These are the months where you can't play nice football. You can't play the lovely 1-2 passing game. You've got to get stuck in. You've got to be a little bit nasty. You've got to play unattractive football, and to do that you need your big, strong strikers. And
do you think last week against Lowestoft was an example of what we have to do, lumping the ball up forward rather than playing this, you say, the Hollywood type football?
Yeah, and you know, it really wasn't working that well against Lowestoft. Obviously we got the goal, and then there was those 2 quick goals as well. But you know, the danger with playing that is teams will find you out very quickly, and all they'll do, they will just drop the back line 5 yards and just go on, lump it, because you're not getting it over the top of us, so you've got to play it through us now. And that's going to be their major thing today. I think both sides will be playing a deeper defensive line to make sure that the teams can't play over the top of them, because there's going to be a lot of football in the air today, and it may be a reason why, again, Rhys Honus is only on the bench, Ben Milne's only on the bench, Gary Storer only on the bench. I mean, they're all very good footballers, but they're not really the players you want when you want to get stuck in there with heavy challenges and aerial battles. That's when you want your Michael Richards, your Adam Cunningtons, your Roe Turners, your Towers.
It's a huge statement, isn't it, that Kettering have made with the signing of Holman and Adam Cunnington. It was a surprise in many respects that Cunnington has rejoined the Poppies. He excelled in the second season that he was with Kettering before he went to Dagenham and Redbridge. The time at Nen Park, where he was scoring quite frequently. The teams are out on the pitch here. Kettering playing in light blue shirts, shorts and white socks, and Redditch playing in their traditional all red. My eyes have gone. All red with yellow trim, so it'll be quite easy to see. Paul White in a traditional all green, and Manny Abugla in goal for Banbury in a purple outfit.
Yeah, and referee today is Oliver Mackey, assistants Thomas Burt and Sam Wesson. They are going to have a job on their hands today, because there are going to be a lot of aerial challenges, and we always know that when there's a coming together in the air, both players will claim it, and the referee's got a job here to do to make sure that he gets the main decisions right. But it is a shame, really, because a bit of moisture on the pitch helps to promote some quick passing football, because it can zip along the surface. The problem is that will only work for 10 minutes maximum, because this pitch is going to cut up, and the ground staff have done a wonderful job here, because the pitch looks very, very green and very flat, but the rain that we've had, it just looks so heavy, and it looks like a couple of slide tackles go in, a couple of quick turns, it's all going to churn up, and suddenly it will second half it will resemble more the Somme, I would think, than football pitch.
Well, both teams are just going through their final warm stages of the afternoon, as the referee is calling the captains to the centre circle. He's been totally ignored at the moment. They're still continuing with their warm-up. Michael Richards is Kettering's captain, who's now coming over to the centre circle, and number 9 there is their captain, I think, for Banbury. It is Ricky Johnson, a towering man. I think last time we played them in the CSS Cup, it was like Land of the Giants. Certainly Charlie Wise, number 5, is about 9'6", isn't he? He's colossal. So that's going to be interesting with Adam Cunnington, who's also about the same size. One thing about Adam Cunnington, he is a very tall player.
Look at him.
And
there's next to Aaron O'Connor as well, who's not the tallest.
He's a dwarf. There's going to be a minute's silence before this game kicks off. I think it's one of the Banbury faithful have in fact passed away, so they're going to show their respects with a minute's silence. So we'll go off the air and I'll be back with you in a few moments. It will start and end on the referee's whistle as we now stand, so we shall be with you in a little while. Impeccably observed there. All you could hear the rain beating down on the main stand where Ed Palmer and myself are situated. Don't envy Peter Short's job this afternoon taking photographs out there. It is horrendous. I suppose we've got a journalist like John Dunham all wrapped up in a onesie by the fire with a cup of tea, I suppose.
Yeah, a cup of hot cocoa, John, is it? And a nice onesie and some slippers on.
Yeah, I can just see him there, can't you? He's not a real man, is he, out there on the gantry with us?
He's not, is he? Talking about footwear, Peter Short has ditched the flip-flops and gone for some more sensible footwear today. But we have kicked off, Kettering get us underway, and smashed the ball straight down the other end of the pitch for a goal kick. There we go, traditional non-league start. But that allows Manny Ugbula to get his first touch of the ball from a goal kick. And yeah, look at Adam Cunnington there. He
actually towers above Charlie Wise. That's an interesting one, isn't it?
Number 9, which is going to be his main aerial challenge there. But he's huge. I don't seem to remember him being that tall, but there we are. So goal kicks then for.
We'd just like to dispel the rumour before we go any further that Callum Wilson will be joining us.
That Andre Boucard has not yet agreed terms. But bit of head tennis there. Berry brings it down, flicked on by who was it? It was Richards. Now Cunnington with his first touch, a good header out towards Lyndon Meekaloo. Chops back, puts the ball in low. O'Connor brings it down, turns, shoots, it's deflected. Keeper, big shout from him, and collects the ball. Well, Adam Cunnington's first touch very nearly set Lyndon Meekaloo away to cross the ball, in which he did. O'Connor got a good touch on it, but he was swarmed by two large defenders from Banbury. Goalkeeper bowls out in front of him, then kicks from the ground. Low trajectory, brought up into the air by Richards, then brought down again, and then lofted forward. Holman's on the side, but he isn't Usain Bolt, so he's getting nowhere near that one as it goes back out for a goal kick. Manny Ugbula has been had 3 goal kicks already, and Kettering will be playing with the winds to their backs this first half, judging by the way the flags are blowing, although it is a swirling wind. Flicked on by O'Connor. Cunnington goes through. Oh, he's adjudged to have fouled the the defender, who Adam Cunnington saying, well, he blocked me off and then fell over, but referee having none of it.
Well, that was a bit of a mishmash there, a refereeing, wasn't it? As you say, Cunnington was impeded initially and then won the battle with the number 5 Wise and then was stopped from progressing. Very peculiar, but we've seen that a lot this season with the referees. It should have been no different than any other referee that we've seen as Ugbula gets the ball out.
Forward, but it's picked up by Towers, who puts Dion Kelly-Evans, who's using his pace. He's got no one running down the wing, and that ball is headed straight back to him and out for a throw-in. Apologises to Lyndon Meekaloo, says I didn't realise you weren't on the wing there. Kelly-Evans with the throw-in. Holman comes short. Feet back to Kelly-Evans. He's got a man on. Does well enough. Back to Towers. Towers controls the bobbling ball. Plays it back to Paul White. Takes a touch. He needs to get rid of this Paul White. He does. Trying to find Cunnington. Doesn't reach him. Brought down by Richards. And then Richards out to road turn. You saw the ball ping off the surface there with the damp surface of the pitch there. It's going to be a Kettering throw-in, as Kelly couldn't quite nick the ball away from, I think it was Giorgio Rastolo. So road turner with the throw-in just in the middle of both dugouts, which are on the far side. Taken to Meekaloo's feet, back to road turner, puts it through to Kelly to Cunnington, Cunnington to O'Connor, O'Connor spreads the ball wide right to Kelly-Evans, took a bounce off the ground, great touch from him, back to Richards, Richards nonchalantly through to Meekaloo, and then through long to Cunnington, and well, he was about 5 yards too far behind that one as it goes out for another goal kick. And Cunnington still having words with the referee about the foul that was given a couple of minutes ago, and the referee certainly looking up to Cunnington there.
Well, he has to, doesn't he? I mean, it's enormous size. Cunnington wearing a short sleeve shirt, very brave, in no body armour on.
Well, we heard there was a discussion when he turned up with the shirt situation. He asked Malk, "Is that the biggest size you've got?" So I think they've just had to make do with
junior shirt.
Yes, the only one from Kettering wearing short sleeves. Only one from Banbury as
Kelly
well.
is as well. Look over on the far
Oh,
side.
yeah, no, he is. Yeah, but he's wearing gloves as well, which is pointless. If you're cold, just wear long sleeves. Good chasing down by Dan Holman. Put it out for a throw-in right in front of us here for Banbury. So, yeah, only 3 players out there braving short sleeves. Even the officials haven't done it today. Whereas John Dunham's not even braving the cold. There we go.
No, it's frightening, isn't it, that isn't happening, but I'm sure we'll see John wrapped up in his onesie on Facebook pretty soon. But it's Banbury trying to get away, headed out by Towers, though. It finds the number 3, Taylor. He's trying to pump the ball forward to dig in. Brackley Town, but the ball rests with Paul White, delivers it. He's trying to find O'Connor on the far side. It goes way over Aaron O'Connor, out for a throw-in on the far side.
Yes, do get in contact with us if you're listening on YouTube. Sean Tailby says, come on you poppies. Apologies for pronunciation. Orazio Affronti. Apologies for that. Come on you poppies, bring home them 3 points. Well, we'll certainly try. I'm sure they will, but it's a throw-in on the far side now for Banbury.
The rain eased a little bit, hasn't it?
Mercifully, it's I dread to say, actually, maybe stopped.
Well, we don't want any of that, do we? It's
no, that's far too positive.
Far too positive, isn't it? But there we go. It's a throw-in to Banbury on the far side. Taken. It's headed up by the number 10 Diggin. It's a throw-in to Kettering. And
if you haven't done, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yeah, I want to get to 1,000 to hit that magical mark.
883, I think, over at the moment.
Not too bad at all. O'Connor flicks on. Cunnington's not going to get there, but he does force the Banbury player to just punt the ball out of play on the far side for a Kettering throw-in halfway inside his own half, which Roe Turner's gone forward to take. One in front of Peter Short there, to O'Connor's feet, back to Roe Turner on his chest. Nice footwork from him, but he still can't get the ball forward. Now he gets a chance, it comes off his chin, and Banbury clear the ball away. Towers just nods the ball easily back to Paul White, who picks it up with one-handed, right-handed.
Of course, Banbury are the draw experts. The last 4 games have all been draws. So
it's a great ball from Paul White. O'Connor's there, brings it down, tries to play it through, but again, 3 Banbury players in the way. And cheers as the Greg Casaboni there tries to play a ball down the line, gets it all sorts of wrong and puts it into the roof of the Kettering dugout, where Tom Cherry and Richard Lavery are all coated up. Cunnington flicks on, but there's absolutely no one there, and Meikle just stands in the centre of the park and goes, well, what was the point in that? Cleared away. Towers wins the header. Cunnington brings down on his chest to Kelly. Kelly to Berry, to Roe Turner, plays down the line, deflected off Casaboni, out for another throw. Did Kelly and Cunnington play together?
They did. I was just thinking that. Also, Towers and Cunnington would have played at Barwell together in those early. Oh no, not that Towers. There was different Towers.
No, that
Jamie Towers, of course. Yes, but yes. Also, Brett Solcombe would have played with Cunnington in that first spell, along with Luke Graham. So he does know one or two of the players. Cunnington heads on though towards O'Connor, but it's a back header towards Holman. Holman comes inside and cleared by Banbury. It's a melee in the middle. Goalkeeper does well and collects it under pressure. Agabula and.
A few half shouts for a back pass from the Kettering fan. I mean, the lad's just punted it about 20 foot up into the air. It's hardly a back pass. He has it in the hands now, the goalkeeper Manny, and surveys the options. All the players move over to the far side. It's a high one. Richards underneath it, doesn't quite win there, but Meikle does. He is caught, and that's going to be a foul. Yeah, it is a foul, and the Banbury player goes over and apologises as well. Didn't mean to do it, just Meikle got there half a second before he did. Taken quickly by Towers. That's a great ball to Marcus Kelly. It's a heavy touch though, and away come Banbury. Cleared down that far side. A slip by Berry, and Banbury are away here on the far side. Still going, still going. There's only one in the box, and it's a small player now. There's players with him. Pulled back. I can't quite see what's going on here. It's a deflection, and eventually it goes into the hands of Paul White. We were obstructed by a floodlight pylon there, but Paul White gratefully grabs that to his chest. Didn't quite see what happened there, but it was...
the number 12 went down the wing, didn't he, and really put pressure on the Kettering defence. Paul White not happy with that goal kick. He goes straight out of play. and it goes to Manny Agbula, his opposite counterpart, as the rain now lashing down. A nice December afternoon, just what you want in this time of the year. Christmas coming and the pigs are getting fat, we're freezing, and it's 0-0 here at the Banbury Higher Community Stadium.
Give owner Richie June a birthday present.
Birthday present, yes. Happy birthday, Richie, if you are listening for the other day. Hope it went well. I did see a post that you did put on there about the night after, but let's hope you're okay. Not too many wines, as Agbula slips. Got a nice cheer from the Kettering fans, and it's a push there on Roe Turner. It's a free kick just by the halfway line.
But yeah, good travelling Kettering support actually that have turned up. They're behind the goal to our right, which Kettering attacking. Of course, Kettering kicking from left to right. Ball forward, Cunnington. Great flick on. He's got maybe just a little bit too much on it as Holman's chasing the ball here. He's done well, Holman. No, it's just gone out of play. It had. Holman has a look, but he gives a thumbs up to the linesman and says, "It's a good spot, Lino."
Just had a latest score come through in the Stourbridge-Colville game. It is Stourbridge 0, Colville 1.
Yes, there we go.
That's
up the
early doors for the Leicestershire side, and the referee now having a word with the goalkeeper. Get on with it,
I think, isn't he?
Yeah, if time wasting this early in the game, they must be panicking. Of course, the goalkeeper getting a lot of support from the Kettering fans behind that goal. Yeah. All positive, of course. And it's Agbula with this goal kick. And delivers it high. Richards underneath it. Richards wins that, but the 18 there, Rasu fires one for Towers. Towers gets underneath it. He's been pushed, blatantly pushed there, and nothing given by the referee. He can just go out for a throw-in. Yeah. But
look, Roger Dean receiving loud and clear in Harwich. Come on, you Poppy.
Not the Roger Dean, the Yes artist, is it?
I don't know. We'll ask him.
Yeah,
John Dunham, lovely hot cup of tea on the go, boys. No onesie just yet.
I wouldn't bet on it.
I wouldn't bet on it. Picks or it didn't happen, John Dunham. And Jay Stanbury 61. Come on, you poppies. Cornish Poppy. Come on, you poppies there listening, presumably in Cornwall. I don't know. So good. We're in the two number 9s. Ricky Johnson and Holman in a battle there. Goes out for a throw in. Kelly Evans clips down the line. Banbury won an offside. They don't get it. Kelly. That's a Kettering throw in. The centre half for Banbury is absolutely livid with the linesman. Throw-in taken quickly. Richards is in a bit of trouble here. Puts it back to Berry, who's got one touch of this, and he has to go back to Paul White, who has to have to clear straight away. Not a bad clearance for Paul White, it's a very good clearance, and nearly finds Marcus Kelly, who forces the number 12 over. Oh no, sorry, the 15, Eddie Odiambo.
I'm going to call him Eddie.
It's a lot easier, isn't it?
It is.
Throw-in taken to Richards. That's a heavy touch, or in fact, actually lack of touch. Loses the ball. Great sliding tackle from Richards, but there's a foul on Berry in the build-up to that. Falmouth listening in. There you go. Thank you very much. Do like to interact with our listeners.
Remember, next week the game against Hitchin is the last chance you'll get to buy some Kettering raffle tickets for those enormous prizes that Martin Bellamy has all for you. To be drawn after the game around 6 o'clock in the clubhouse, so get yourself and stay in the clubhouse after and get those fantastic prizes. I did hear there was a season ticket to Corby, so you can all have after that as Cunnington comes away playing deep, goes down, fouled, nothing given, and road flag goes up and offside as Roe Turner cleared the ball. But seeing Cunnington there deep was an interesting one.
Well, that's what he's got to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
He has got to defend when he needs to. He's the man you want defending.
Well, the goalkeeper isn't fetching the ball whatsoever. He's leaving it, wasting time. So that is pretty poor stuff from Manny Agbula, to be honest, as Aaron O'Connor has to trot over.
Well, they've got another ball out of the bag now.
Yeah.
Luke Graham, I mean, we're on the other side of the pitch, but he shot daggers to the
let's hope it comes back to haunt them when they're a few goals down and trying to get back into play. Then I'm sure they'll speed things up. The ball's back with
the
Paul
goalkeeper's got to be very, very careful because he's already been cautioned, well not cautioned, but spoken to by the referee regarding how long he's taking. So over Cunnington's head, it bounces off his shoulder and then they clear away. Oh, and it could be through here, Paul White. Well, he stood his ground, needed
Reese Coleman, ex-Poppies TV cameraman, it says it's snowing in the Lake District.
No snow in Oxfordshire, I can tell you that, although it's cold enough to be. KTFC Matt listening in from Sixfields. You've gone to the wrong game there, Matt. Sorry, my friend, but don't know who the Cobblers have got, but don't really care either.
Throw in to Banbury right in front of us. Still 0-0 here if you've just joined in. Martin Bellamy can't take the cold. He's having to go to the hospitality, I think. He's had enough. It's a throw in to Banbury, taken by Taylor. Headed back by Kelly Evans. Finds Richards, who chests it down under pressure. He's trying to find Cunnington. Cunnington again chests it down. Heads it on to Meikle. Meikle playing out wide. Has to go back. Thought about playing it back. Plays it to Kelly Evans. It's a 1-2 to Meikle. Meikle, a good through ball now to Kelly Evans. He won't keep that in. Good work though from Kettering, and just a bit too heavy on the touch. 0-0 here, as my fingers have just dropped off. Oh yes, it.
Well, I have a can of
yes, I
soda,
did
which
see that.
is actually colder now than when I first got it from the fridge.
Really?
Yeah. Come on, you poppies, don't get me cross, says Veggie Stew. Yes.
Well, Cunnington heads this one on here for Holman to chase. It's cut out by Wise. He can only head the ball out. It's a throw-in midway in the Dennis Wise. Yeah. It is Meikle's leaving it for Kelly Evans. It's halfway in the Banbury half on the right-hand side towards the covered terrace end where the Kettering fans are housed. It's back with Kelly Evans. He finds Kelly. Kelly under pressure, puts it back to Kelly Evans, flicked it through, but he kicks it out of play. Holman couldn't get there, and a throw-in to Banbury United. Yeah, if you've not been to Banbury, there's one end completely covered where the majority of the fans are, and the main stand is virtually full. There's a small stand behind Paul White, housing about 20 people, and the rest are braving the elements.
Throwing long, brought down, and then that's a catch throw in. It did come off the number 10 Steve Diggin last, despite his protests. It did. Kelly flicks it back to Berry. Berry out to Roe Turner. Good touch from him. Stops the ball pretty much dead. Now looking for something, goes into Kelly, who's got two ascending on him. Now back to descending, sorry. Roe Turner, who gives the ball away. And now Banbury on the right hand side. It's a chance here if they can get the ball in the box. Good defending by Berry in the first instance. He'll have to do it again though. Ball goes in low, twisting, turning. Shot goes, deflection, just past the post. Paul White did not have that covered.
Yeah, he was unsighted with that. It was a deflection that went wide of the post, 6 inches either way, and that could have been a different story, but it's going to be a corner.
Well, not 6 inches either way. 6 inches to the right, it would have been. 6
well,
inches
yeah,
to the left, it would have gone further wide.
But it's a corner to Banbury on our left-hand side. It's going to get more interesting. So it's the first corner, comes in low, headed it out, flicked out, and it should reach O'Connor, who's come back into the Kettering half to collect it. He does. He finds Meikle. O'Connor is fouled in the process, and the referee going to have a word with the Banbury player.
I don't know what he's complaining about. It's a standard yellow card. He's stopped Aaron O'Connor from breaking away.
He has it. He's going into the books.
It's always been a yellow card, and it always will be a yellow card.
Can't quite see who it is. I mean, it might be Eddie.
I think it's a 15. It's Eddie Odiambo.
Sorry?
Eddie Odiambo.
Odiambo.
It rolls off the tongue really easily, actually, if you try. Just give it a go, Paul.
Eddie Ambo. I'll call him Eddie.
Yeah.
And a Banbury player now is rolling around on the floor. I think it's been
not
shot.
Not the weather to do it, is it?
No, he's been hit with a sniper, I think. He's down by the...
He's just gone down off the ball. I'm not too sure what's happened.
No, the referee calling on the sports therapist. And
well, the Kettering fans are saying that Banbury are wasting time already. Purely for work reasons, says KTFC Matt, would rather be in rainy Banbury. That's the spirit.
Yes, well, Banbury aren't playing any Christmas spirit at the moment. Time wasting from the word go. The goalkeeper in particular in this incident here in the centre circle, the number 6 who is down, Ravi Shamsi. What didn't he play for India in the
he was a spinner, wasn't he?
Spinner, yeah. Off spinner, I think.
Well, Banbury are having a team talk on the touchline here. This is the equivalent of, I think, taking a time out in American football, isn't it?
It is. It looks like his leg. Well, he's got 2 of them, so he can use the other one. But it's going to be a dance now. Look, is it Strictly? Oh, that's tonight, isn't it?
Well, he's feeling the leg that the physio wasn't attending to.
Ah, right.
Oh.
And there goes Ed's,
there goes the soda.
Can of soda all over his legs as the wind picks up, so he's wet himself.
Thanks, Paul. I was going to keep.
And there's an umbrella flying around.
Oh,
yes, it's all happening here. Cheers from the Kettering fans as an umbrella is going onto the train line behind. Marvellous, isn't it? Absolutely marvellous. The umbrella has been.
There is nothing funnier than watching someone struggle with an umbrella.
Paul White there with the kick underplay towards Cunnington. Cunnington pushed there by the number 9, and it's a foul. Foul by Ricky Johnson. It's in a good position for Kettering. And Wise is going over once again. The referee don't know why. It's a blatant push.
The issue is that you can protect yourself whilst jumping, but if you actually push, then it's a foul. I mean, if he's put his arm up to block Adam Cunnington jumping into him, it's not a problem. But the fact of the matter is,
Charlie Wise not happy with the referee, but
put his arm into Cunnington's back and then pushed forward.
Yep.
It's a foul. It's always been a foul. It always will be a foul.
Well, this is a very good place for the Poppies. We've got Marcus Kelly and Dan Holman over the ball. It's about 10 yards, 12 yards, a bit further than that probably from the penalty area by the D. It's just off centre. It's going to be Kelly to take this. Referee's going to go. Kelly takes one and whips it in, and that just goes over and poses no threat to Manny Agbula in the Banbury goal. So 0-0 here. Listen to Poppy's TV audio, and we will be back at Latimer Park on Saturday against Hitchin Town. That's the last home game before the festive season, as Agbula is about to get the ball back in play with this goal kick, which he does. It's pummeled high. Richards underneath it. Richards wins the ball, but Banbury flicked the ball through for the number 6 to chase there. That's Shastri. Towers is with it though. Towers clears the ball, but only gives it to Nash. Nash falls down. Berry has to do a double shuffle and gets the ball back to Paul White, who spoons the ball high, and that's going to go out. Paul White there not happy with his clearance, and the ball is almost in the press area, such of its delivery from Paul White's boot. So there we are then. If you haven't heard, Adam Cunnington is with Kettering Town for his second spell, a Christmas present for us all, and doesn't look out of place at all at the moment. Towers with everybody else in the team. Towers flicking the ball back. It's put out by the number 3 Taylor for a Kettering Town throwing in Kettering's half, midway on the left hand side, to be taken by Kelly Evans. He's pinched a few yards there. Rude not to. It's back to Holman. Holman puts the ball through, and it's through right through to the goalkeeper Agbula with no Kettering threat. So there we are, 0-0. As we did say earlier, it's Stourbridge 0. The fans getting booing the goalkeeper for time wasting yet again, and this is a poor tactic from Banbury at this stage of the game. Let's hope it comes back to haunt them. Stourbridge 0, Colville 1 was the latest score, and the boring Banbury is the chant from the Kettering fans. Headed back by Kelly Evans. Holman trying to chase this down, but it's cleared to Shastri, who's on the ball in Kettering's half. He's taken down there, but a fair tackle. It's a throw-in. It's a good tackle, in fact, by Kelly Evans. Throw-in to be taken by the number 3 Taylor. He's got it back to Shastri, just keeps the ball in play. This time he is brought down by Kelly Evans, and it is a free kick on the left-hand side of the Kettering half. Halfway there, it's going to be a long ball in, I would think. Should be interesting to see what Kettering make of this. There's one in the wall of Meikle. The number 6, Shastri, is over it. He leaves it in, it comes, flick through. Diggins there, takes a shot, and that's a good effort from Diggin. It just flashes over the bar. Paul White, I think, had it covered, but intent there from the Puritans. Their first real effort off target, and that could have been a lot worse. A foot lower, Ed.
Yeah, it could have been, but I think probably Paul White may have had it covered. It was fairly straight at him, just over the bar. But certainly had some power on it, so Paul White delivers. There's no Kettering player on that at all. Adam Cunnington livid at Paul White, say this is literally the reason I'm in the team. That's a foul on Banbury there from Michael Richards. Caught the player a little late.
Well, remember that Stourbridge drew 0-0 here on Tuesday night against Banbury, who have drawn the last 4 games and are in a reasonably good set of form. As Diggin puts the ball in, and that is put out for a corner by Cunnington, who's back in the 6-yard box. He's not happy there at all, Cunnington. Fists are raised, but it's going to be a corner to Banbury United on the right-hand side. Cunnington playing at the back. This is an interesting move, just leaving Holman and O'Connor up front for the Poppers should there be a breakaway. Corner hasn't been taken yet. Ball is being placed in the little D of the corner flag on the far side.
D, is it? It's a quadrant.
Well, quadrant or whatever. It comes in and headed out by White, who sort of flaps at that really, with Cunnington next to him, and Banbury put it out for a goal kick. So
a bit of miscommunication.
Yes,
from
it did
Cunnington
seem that,
and
didn't
Paul
it?
White. They both went for it, and
both missed it.
Both missed it. Yeah. So go away with that one, Kettering. I must admit, I did say before the game that we'd see a lot of football in the air. The pitch is holding up fantastically, and it's given the chance for both teams to play some good football on this. Well done to the ground staff here. Cunnington, he's got too much on it. Can't be offside from a goal kick. What a stupid call that is. Well,
that's fans for you, isn't it? But it is O'Connor.
What a ridiculous call. Dion Kelly Evans. Meikle, back to Kelly Evans. Meikle. And Kettering are being forced backwards here. Good flick through from Meikle, but Banbury get the ball high and away. Towers heads it, but it's only to the number 4 Nash. They come through now. No, it's cut out by Berry, who swings, misses, gets there again, plays to Kelly Evans. Evans inside to Richins. Richins to Kelly Evans again. He's going to clip down the line, and Meikle's gone. It's going to ping off the surface though, and again it's just one of those.
Now the referee is going over to the goalkeeper this time to tell him to get on with it, because he's taken an eternity to take any form of kick. Wasting the time as much as he can is Manny Agbula.
With the greatest respect, I admire the fact that the referee's trying to do something about it. But going over to speak to the goalkeeper means that he stops to listen to the referee, which means it actually slows him down. Just tell him to hurry up from 20 yards away, isn't it?
Richards is underneath this, he wins it, he finds Cunnington. Cunnington's in the centre park, he puts a ball through to O'Connor. Tried a little flick there, but it came off Eddie, and goes for a throw-in on the far side.
You're not going to try it.
I'm not going to try it.
Okay. So, Roturner to Kelly. Kelly turns onto his left foot, tries to go down the line. Still going, Marcus Kelly. Still has the ball. Lays it back to Roturner, who needs to put the ball in now. That's too high, but it might find Coleman, who his touch goes behind him, and Richins takes a touch. He'll shoot. He does shoot. Oh, that's going to work, as it thwacks off the thigh of the Banbury United player. Meikle tries to get it through to Kelly Evans. Tries again. Does get it through to Kelly Evans this time, who lays it back to Richins, but that's cut out again by Meikle from the Banbury. That's nice football. O'Connor back to Kelly Evans again. Gets a corner from it. Really good football on this near side from Kettering. Really, really very good. And there's a chance now for Kettering to get the ball in the box and utilise Adam Cunnington from a set piece perspective, as it's going to be Marcus Kelly on it. Adam Cunnington lurking on the edge of the box. He won't stay there. He'll make a run in. Kelly Evans wanted it short. It wasn't going. There we go. Run goes in. Headed off from the 6-yard line and then cleared unceremoniously by Greg Casaboni. Berry has all the time in the world to bring it down. Clips it towards Cunnington again. Cut out. It's a deflection. O'Connor's offside. He is offside. He is offside.
Oh, he's going to be, wasn't he? You can see that,
a yard and a half.
He's going to be offside, but unlucky really. Peter Short has got up off his seat to give the ball to the goalkeeper to try and stop the time wasting. And goalkeeper's dropped it and pacing around.
Stourbridge have just equalised. Thanks John Dunham for that one. But it's 1-1 there now. So as you were at the beginning of the day, so far as it stands.
So John will be on his second cup of tea.
They might have gone up to cocoa, yeah. As the ball goes out for a throw-in on the far side.
Banbury taking an eternity to get this throw-in taken. It's going to be Eddie on the far side with it, taking his time. Referee having a word with Wise from distance. Still haven't taken the throw-in.
Should we get the game back underway at all?
Be nice, wouldn't it? So we're back underway, headed by Richards. It goes back to Eddie, who just lumps the ball forward. It's offside by Banbury, the number 6 there. And Kettering will get a place kick.
Steve Perkins says the score. No, that must make it 1-1, John. Very good, very good.
Well, Perks would know, wouldn't he, that there's what John wears, being the manager of the Vets. So,
of course, yeah.
Paul White with the long ball, but it's going to go straight to the goalkeeper. It goes over the goalkeeper. He's got a hand to it, and
it's a goal kick.
Goal kick. We thought it was going to be.
It wouldn't have counted anyway, because it's an offside, so it's an indirect free kick.
And one of the Kettering fans has given the ball back and offered the goalkeeper some advice about time wasting, which is getting a good cheer from the Kettering fans.
Yes, it would have been a shame if that had gone in the back of the net from Paul White. As I said, it's indirect, so no one touched it.
Puddington heads on to Kelly. Kelly trying to find O'Connor. O'Connor's on the back post. They might get through. O'Connor goes down, and it's been given that he was fouling as he fell, and the referee gives a free kick.
A shoulder into the square of the back of the player there.
With my biased eyes, of course, I would have given a completely different.
Well, of course, it would have been a penalty. John Dunham and Perks having a bit of a lovey-dovey session here. Oh. Tell the guys how good the Vets are. I think we can work that out for ourselves, John.
Well, my dogs always like the Vets.
Richards puts it through to O'Connor. A bit of a missed kick away that, but it's found Eddie. He's offside. The Banbury player. He is, always was, always going to be.
Well, 33 minutes gone here at the Banbury Plant Hire Community Stadium. It's still 0-0. Neither side really having too many of the chances. Banbury had one good one from dig-in. Kettering really haven't forced Agboola into any form of save
No,
yet.
They haven't, have they really?
No,
Closest we got was Paul White nearly putting it in from an indirect free kick, but Cunnington flicks it into the centre to Holman, good turn. Kelly's through. Oh, is he blocked off there?
No, that did
Kettering,
look like
adamant.
a penalty.
Kelly's fuming with the referee.
Well, Holman can't believe it. Nor can the Kettering fans behind there, and referee has made a slight error of judgment there, but it's going to be kicked out by Agboola.
I think Banbury probably would have had some complaints if it were given, but Kettering Town fans and players certainly asked for it. It's gone out to Eddie Odiambo. Ball goes down the line, cut out by Berry. Berry's not really got any options. He has to get rid of it though. Tries to go down the line to O'Connor. Right idea, and O'Connor does appreciate the effort, but yes, as Alan Doyle just said, it was a very bad ball.
Well, the throw-in taking an eternity again to be taken. It should be interesting in the second half then if it's still remaining 0-0.
Well, the referee is telling him it has to go back there, and the referee, certainly by the actions, seems to be starting to lose his patience a little bit. Oh, he's done something that's helped Kettering out there, and the fans are still calling him a not nice word. Well, Meikle misses there, hurdles the player on the floor, but here come Banbury on the left-hand side. The number 3 cut out easily by Kelly Evans and plays it to Dan Holman. Holman now's all by himself, really. Tries to put a ball into O'Connor. It's a great ball! Oh, O'Connor was half a yard, if that, too far behind it. It was a
peach of a ball, wasn't it, from Holman? Very
so
tempting
good
indeed. If only O'Connor could have latched onto it, that would have been 1-0 for certain. It just ran away from him at the dire moment, didn't it? And away it goes with the goalkeeper. He's sort of reading a book as he's going to collect the ball. I think it's War and Peace, but he's gesticulating to the Banbury players. Do you want it this week or next week, he's saying? I think it is. But he's placed the ball down now. That was a good chance.
Such a good ball in as well. And O'Connor, I don't even think he was half a yard behind it. Maybe the length of his stud.
From that goal kick, it's a throw in to Kettering on the halfway line. Rich has the ball, he turns, he's tripped, but he still continues on his feet, plays the ball back to Towers. Towers takes a little heavy touch there, but finds Kelly Evans. Kelly Evans got nobody with him, flicks the ball through to Holman, who turns well, flicks the ball through to Kelly, back to Holman, and Holman, I don't know if it was a shot or a pass, but...
no, I don't think he knows either,
no,
really.
I don't know, really, but it came to nothing, and goes to a goal kick. And the Kettering fans are not happy with this goalkeeper, giving him all sorts of encouragement to get on with it.
Yeah, that's all it is, isn't it? It's gentle encouragement. It's just, I think they're saying, we would appreciate it if you hurried up a little bit, goalkeeper.
Yes, please, if you would like to
if you
make this
mind.
a game of football. But,
all words to that effect.
But the ball is back in play. Russians wins that one to Kelly on the far side. He slips though, and it's cleared by Banbury towards Shastri. He finds the number 12 Ardwin. It's a foul as he's brought down. Adwar, sorry. It's a foul on him. It's just by the D. It's been quickly taken by the number 18. Kelly though is pressuring Adwar on the far side with Eddie. He comes inside, he might try a shot himself here, flicks the ball through, Paul White under pressure here, Diggin shoots, and Diggin very unlucky, Paul White at full stretch there, just went over the bar, but that certainly was done, must have got a finger on it, because I think it's gone for a corner.
I'm not too sure you're giving him the credit that he deserves there, Paul White. That's a fantastic save.
He's getting congratulations from the Kettering players, but certainly Banbury have had the best two chances, or the only two chances of the game really, and that was a great
He may be getting congratulations, but Paul White was lambasting his back line for letting that shot to come in. Banbury have a corner on this near side.
In it comes now, Paul White there, and it goes straight into Paul White's arms, who collects it under no pressure whatsoever. So well done, Paul White, who shows what a class goalkeeper he is. He's standing there just on the penalty area, right at the edge at the moment. He throws the ball down in front of him, takes his time to assess where he's going to put the ball. The player tries to shut him down, but Paul White fires the ball towards Cunnington. Cunnington beats White to it, and it goes, though, straight into the arms of the custodian on our right-hand side, Manny Agbula, who's off for a walk.
JB 6.1. Is Cunnington tall? I can't remember him, but some added height would be good. Is Cunnington tall? Do bears go and do their ablutions in the woods?
He's
Cunnington's
massive.
He's absolutely a man mountain. He is exactly what we've been looking for if we were looking for height.
But it's defending at the moment as Towers chests this one down under pressure, fixed the ball high into the night sky. Underneath it, though, is Banbury, who put the ball out. Meikle allows that to get out, takes it quickly back to Kelly Evans on the halfway line. Kelly Evans under a bit of pressure now, has to play the ball back through the legs of the number 6, nutmegged him to Towers. Towers squares it to Berry on the far side. Berry advancing forward to Rowe Turner. It's still in Kettering's half. It's now in the Banbury half as Holman's by the dugouts on the far side. Beats one, beats two. Still going Holman. Puts the ball through, but intercepted though by Raslu, and Banbury get the ball away, but only to Kelly Evans, who gives the ball away. I think it was Berry actually, and a bit of a hoo-ha there, and Banbury come away with the ball. It's Raslu on the far side, advancing forward. Banbury here with another chance to put Paul White under pressure. I think good network football. They're coming back. It's back with the number 4 Nash. Nash plays it wide again. Back with Nash. Good football here from Banbury. Threads the ball through. Interception though by Rowe Turner, and it's gone for a corner. Kettering under pressure.
They are, and Banbury are just slow, patient build-up at the moment, and they're getting their rewards from it.
We're into the 40th minute of this first half. It is still 0-0, but Banbury have a threatening corner as the rain comes into the faces of the Kettering defenders. In it comes swinging in now, headed out to goal. A goal! 1-0! And that is the number 5, Charlie Wise, towers above the Kettering defence, and that's Kettering's only 3rd goal conceded, and they are 1-0 down. Paul White couldn't do much about that.
No, it was headed in from about 6 yards out. No chance Paul White could have there. Free header though. It was a free header, and Kettering won't be happy with that, and they've said they needed to tighten up from set pieces. Marcus Law said that in his last last interview with us. They needed to, and they haven't, and they fall behind here on the road. But the first time they've been behind on an away game this season.
Let me think about that one. They only conceded 2 goals, haven't they? So one of those.
It's likely.
So it's unlikely, isn't it? Stratford, they were ahead against Stratford. That was where 1 goal was conceded.
Where was the other one?
Thinking.
Okay, I've never heard of that place, but
yeah, if it's a place otherwise, no, I'm not sure.
Okay.
So Kettering find themselves 1-0 down then just before half time. Really, you could see that one coming as Banbury were applying a little bit of the pressure. They've had the best chances of the game so far.
The annoying thing is that this time-wasting tactic is now going to be amplified. Referee needs to make sure that he stamps it out. Turner's got absolutely nothing on.
Alf Church.
Were we behind in that one?
No.
There we go then. Lyndon Meikle out to Kelly Evans. He's going to give him a lot to do, but he's done it. Kelly Evans twisting, turning back to Meikle, who's got a bit of space. Lofts the ball in. Oh, headed away. And there could be a counter-attack here for Banbury. And they found the number 6, which is Shamsi. Shamsi Towers has done really well. And Paul White kicks it up and away. Good header from Kelly Evans. But Banbury have it again. Towers cuts that out almost too easily and then plays a crossfield ball to Holman. Holman, it's a good touch from him. He's got no one in the box with him though. He's isolated. He's going to have to go backwards. Still having to go backwards now. Plays Roe Turner, who's on the overlap, puts the ball in. Cleared away at the front post, headed on. Oh, and Aaron O'Connor might be there. It's been kept in for a throw-in, which will take by Nathaniel Roe Turner. Roe Turner takes it quickly to O'Connor. O'Connor back to Roe Turner. O'Connor was offside, which is why he left it. There's a good slide tackle, and away come Banbury again. Picked up by Berry. Berry to Richards with a bit of space. Richards has to find an option. He's got nothing really easy. Now he goes to Meikle, who's found himself in a little bit of space. Tries to cut in on his left. Flicks it through to Cunnington. Cunnington shoots. Deflected. Oh, great save from Manny Agbula. O'Connor, I think he was on the side. Excuse me. And Agbula spread himself and made sure the ball hit his chest and pinged away, and Banbury will try and come away with it now. That's the first real chance for Kettering, and a chance for a goal as well. I didn't know whether it was O'Connor or Holman who got the boot on it in the end. They were both sliding in at it. Roe Turner cuts that one out easily to Kelly. Kelly back to Berry, goes to Paul White. That was a little bit dangerous. Holman gets nowhere near it, and it'll go to Manny Agbula. Chance that for Kettering. Best chance of the game so far for the travelling team. And yep, Manny Agbula is going to be wasting as much time as he can. And, KTFC Matt, are we playing 3 up front? It certainly seems so. In which formation, I'm not sure, because they're all 3 central strikers. But Holman! Oh well, that looked like the referee was going to allow that to go. Manny Agbula kicked the ball against the back of Dan Holman. Holman saying he had his back turned. He didn't make a movement towards the goalkeeper. So it's an indirect free kick for the goalkeeper to take.
Well, this goalkeeper is certainly causing
it's not going to be there either.
Problems,
it's got to be back there. The goalkeeper is saying it has to be in the area, and he may go in the book.
Him. He wants to book him.
The referee has sprinted and told the goalkeeper where to put it. It's an indirect free kick for the goalkeeper to take.
The thing is, though, for all the antics that the goalkeeper has done for Banbury, he's still pulled off that fantastic save, smothering the shot that should have been the equaliser. He puts the ball out, and he's not endearing himself to any of the Kettering fans or this official. You have to be very careful in the second half if he continues to upset proceedings. Kettering, though, a goal down as the half-time whistle is about to come under the clock as Berry gets the ball. There's a foul there on Berry.
Pushing, pulling.
And,
always going to be
a free kick in Kettering's half on the far left-hand side. Paul White going to take this.
Kettering could do with getting a goal before.
The words at half-time, I would think.
I could do with getting a goal before half-time, really, but there's not that much space. Time left rather. Space, time, it's all relative. Richards out to Kelly Evans. He's going to do well here. He's going to do really well here, and he's not going to be able to make it. Too much on it.
Well, this isn't going to the script so far. The Banbury players having a word with the referee and trying to bait him there. To throw it in front of where we're commentating from. Not been taken yet. Time has been away. It's the number 3 Taylor taking it. Finds Diggin, who pumps the ball high into the air. Richards is underneath this. He wins it. Finds Cunnington. Cunnington turns. Plays the ball long towards Meikle. It's cut out though and hoofed out of play there by the captain Ricky Johnson.
The stands as well.
Referee wants the ball as the disco comes out. It's going to be 2 minutes of added time. So we will see this. I'd have thought there'd have been a lot more than that with the amount of time the goalkeeper's wasted. But,
yeah, I think that's what a few of the Kettering fans are saying as well, actually. They're saying that it took 2 minutes to take a goal kick earlier in this first
Cunnington
half.
with the ball. He's been pressurised by 3 players. Flicks it back to Kelly Evans.
Oh dear.
Clicks the ball high and poorly. Cunnington not happy with that, and it goes away for a goal kick. And I would think the whistle will go with the amount of time this goalkeeper will take with this. And certainly needs to be spoken to by the referee if it continues in the second half, because it really is poor from Manny Agbula. In saying that, the save he made was fantastic. And without that block, Kettering would be level. So fans now beginning to shift for the half-time. Ball back in play. And out of play. It's throw in to Banbury on the far side near the Banbury
that should be the end of proceedings, I would think.
Yep, everyone going towards the burger van, which is inside actually. It's inside burger van.
Oh, there's one here as well.
Oh yeah, there's one on our right hand side. Didn't see that one. We shot him moving too far. It's too cold.
It's too wet as well.
Too wet as well. It is actually persisting down now, isn't it? With rain. Ball back in play. It goes out of play. So throw in now to Kettering. This could be the last embers of this first half. Poor throw in. Kelly wins it back to O'Connor, flicked on by Kelly. Kelly now, there's this one final chance to flick through and it's corner. So will there be time to take this corner? Referee
look at this. Every single Banbury player is in the penalty area for this.
Yep, so this will either be a foul on the goalkeeper or it'll be a melee and hoofed away. In it comes from Kelly now. Headed out by Wise, back to Kelly. Referee looked at his watch again. Kelly with the ball, waiting for it to bounce so he can control it. Had to play the ball in. It comes in towards Towers. He can't get there.
Should be time.
There should be time as Meikle's trying to win the ball. It's not time. Meikle being pressurised, takes it wide and is clipped. And it's a throw into Kettering. Referee still allowing play. Looks at his watch again. Meikle trying to get the ball back into play as quickly as possible. Gets it to Kelly Evans. Referee still on looking at his watch. He's taking his time here, Kelly Evans, towards O'Connor. O'Connor turns, flicks the ball through. O'Connor comes in. It's Cunnington tries a shot, comes in.
Straight
and
to
the shot does reach goalkeeper Agbula as the referee blows for half-time. And it's not good news if you are from the Kettering persuasion. It's Banbury United 1, Kettering Town 0. That goal scored on 38 minutes by Charlie Wise, a header from a set piece. Marcus Law won't be happy with that.
No, they won't, and we're going to take a few minutes, I think, to get ourselves back and ready for the second half. It's 1-0 to Banbury here. Join us again in about 10-15 minutes. Well, welcome back to Banbury after what I must say here has felt like possibly the longest ever half-time. It has been freezing throughout. Paul White's come out in a cape. Oh, it's a towel, sorry. Thought this was a new tactic he was trying. But, right, so the players are back out. Veggie Stew during half-time says we have to stop giving away corners as we can't defend them.
Well, that's about right, isn't it?
I agree. I mean, I presume the game plan isn't to give away corners. I'm sure they're trying not to, but I do agree. We haven't been good from set pieces. That's been our kryptonite this season so far, and it was yet again proven as such on 38 minutes when Charlie Wise headed in from another set piece. Unmarked he was. Nothing Paul White could do about it. He threw a despairing hand at it, but it was only grabbing at air.
Well, Kettering were behind in the City Security Services Challenge Cup first round here earlier on in the season, and there were 2-1
What competition
down.
Was that?
I'm not going to repeat that again. The CSS Challenge Cup first round, 1-0 down and 2-1 down and 1-3-2. So we do have that in our locker.
Yes, but we are playing against heavy wind this second half.
Well, that depends on the curry that was eaten, wasn't it? But,
well, yes, it was, yes. So, the referee's counting up all the players. There are a lot of other members of staff still walking away over the pitch. So, let's see what we can do the second half then. Kettering 1-0 down here and threatened just before half time when Aaron O'Connor, I think, slid in, and a good save from Manny Agbula was the difference. Good slide challenge that from Cunnington on the start. Now it's with Marcus Kelly. Marcus Kelly looking for an option. He's going to have to go back. Goes to Declan Towers, who takes a touch. Now out to Dion Kelly Evans on the right hand side. Kelly Evans into Richards. Richards turns around the corner, flicked on by O'Connor. No one there. Cleared away, up, out of play for a throw in for Kettering inside their own half. And it wasn't there either, but away it goes. Cleared long, headed back, picked up by Richards. It came at him at a fair old pace. He's done well. Berry. Oh, that's poor out to Roturner, and now Banbury have got a chance to counter-attack. It's on this near-hand side with the 16. Still going. Cross in, cleared away by Towers. And Berry. Oh, he brings it down. He should have just got rid of it. And eventually Kelly does the decent thing and clears Cunnington. That's come off his boot like a paving slab there. And it's given Banbury a chance to come back again. Cunnington's done really well. He's gone all the way back. And another great slide challenge from Cunnington. Perfect ground conditions for sliding. And Kelly Evans picks up the ball. Clears down the line. Holman has got there. He's going to try and loft it into O'Connor. O'Connor brings it down on his chest. Lays it to Marcus Kelly. Kelly to Richards. Richards to Holman. Holman, that's a heavy ball back and it's gone away. And away come Banbury again, and there's a chance through the centre here. Goes through, Paul White comes out, collects very easily. There's absolutely no one there to play it to, and he slowed the game down. He drops it at Towers' feet. If he was going to do that, he could have done it about 5 seconds ago. Towers clips it out. Roturner's not going to get there. It's held up. And it's going to be a Kettering throw-in. It's being held up by the wind there. Kelly. Roturner back to Kelly. Kelly on the halfway line now. Goes across the line to Kelly Evans. Evans tries to play it down the line. It's deflected off the number 12. It's Meikle, I believe, over there. Back to Kelly Evans. Kelly Evans clips it down the line. There's no one in Kettering colours there. It's going to be cleared away again. And Banbury play it along the ground. Good challenge from Richards, but there's no one there in Kettering colours to pick it up again. Here come Banbury. Banbury try and go down the line. Cut out by Berry, who's got all the time and space in the world. Richards over to Kelly Evans. Kelly Evans to Meikle. Meikle back to Kelly Evans. It's a slow ball, but he will get there. Lofted long. Brought down at the feet of Cunnington, who plays it through. Richards to Kelly. Marcus Kelly is a heavy touch. Oh, and it can't get there. It's just a heavy touch. Challenge from Cunnington again, but it's cleared away. Towers brings down on the left foot. He's been robbed of possession on the halfway line though, Declan Towers. And Berry is on a one-on-one with the attacker here. Shot straight at Paul White. And Towers brings the ball away. Kelly hits it down the line. There's no one chasing onto it. Cleared all the way back again. They're both offside. He is offside there, the Banbury player, by a country mile. But Stourbridge are 2-1 up. So Kettering really, with that, have got to get back into this game, because that would be 4 points behind. If that was 4 points, yeah.
Well, Kettering never throwing on the far side. It's Banbury, though, looked more likely to put the ball in the net so far in the opening encounters. But Kettering, as Ed said, need to get back into this game rather quickly to keep that challenge on Stourbridge. But ball comes in towards Cunnington, who goes down, pushed in the back, and he goes down. It's hoofed away, though, by the Banbury player. Cunnington still remains down and hasn't moved. The cries of off from the Kettering fans behind the goal mouth there. To Cunnington gradually getting to his feet. It's going to be a free kick just outside the penalty area. It's a good position for Kettering, not quite centre, but just to one side. My view partly obscured by the metalwork.
Mine wholly obscured.
Ed's totally obscured by the poor metalwork that's a stanchion and a floodlight. But I can see Marcus Kelly is there along with Holman and Cunnington. I'm surprised if Cunnington and Holman remain there, but it is Kelly. You'll have to bear with it. There's 5 in the wall. Referee's signals start to play there. Still with Kelly. Kelly taking his time. It looks like
can't have a shot because it's an indirect free kick.
Yeah. So it is still Kelly. The referee's got his hand raised. Banbury players trying to. In comes Holman, shoots, blocked, and that was always going to happen from that distance. It cannons off the wall for a Kettering throw on the far side, which Kelly Evans is going to take. That goal, though, scored by Charlie Wise on 38 minutes, is only the third goal that Kettering have conceded away on their travels. Kelly comes through, trying to find Cunnington. I can't see what's going on, but it has been cleared only towards Kelly Evans. It comes off Kelly, though, back to Kelly Evans. He's down by the byline. In comes O'Connor, again by the byline, through to Kelly. Kelly might try.
Oh, it's a penalty!
Down.
Penalty! Yeah, saw it immediately. Kelly had shifted the weight away from the Banbury defender. The defender put the challenge in, and as soon as he put that challenge in, it was always going to be a penalty. Now, Kettering, penalty-wise, apart from that shootout,
well, I've got the stats here. They've
been
missed
poor.
The last 3, and there's going to be a booking, I think, for Wise, who's been complaining throughout the afternoon.
Is it the number 9? Is it?
Agree with his decision.
It might be the number 9. I can't see who it is. No, it's the 5. You're right, Wise. Very wise of you.
Very wise. Three wise.
So,
is it 3 wise men?
3 wise men, only 1 wise there, and that wasn't very clever.
Well, let's get back to penalties here.
Holman.
Penalties read like this. This is the 15th one they've been awarded. Holman's going to take it. It will be his first in competitive play in 90 minutes. They've missed the last 3 consecutive penalties. So let's hope that Holman can dispatch this. Agboola on his line. Agboola on his line, should I say. Holman taking his time. Referee marching up and down like a grenadier. Guard whistle blows. Holman taking his time. Up steps Holman with the kick. Kept it. Sends it the wrong way. Yes! Lovely penalty there by Holman. Gets the scores level. That is Dan Holman's 8th goal of the season and his 5th in the league. So he's marching up there and brings the scores back to 1-1.
Yep, and that's just the start that Kettering would have wanted, and they would have wanted it as early as it's come as well. Back on level terms with, 40 odd minutes to go. Exactly what Kettering would have wanted. Banbury get us back underway again. Kettering fans have started singing, and that ball goes all the way down for a goal kick.
So just what the doctor ordered there, and Kettering back on level terms with Ed said with around 40 minutes to go, so plenty of time to stamp their authority on this game. Neither side have made any substitutions at the moment. It's still the same as it was. Paul White takes a low trajectory kick. Kelly keeps it in, back to Roe Turner. He pumps the ball forward. There's Wise heading the ball down, but only to Meikle. Meikle needs to switch the ball. He doesn't. He puts it to Kelly on the left-hand side, who releases Roe Turner, picks the ball through, does a little Cruyff attempt, but number 4, Nash, there is going to marshal that out. He loses it.
Oh, no way!
There's a judge to have been fouled. And it's a free kick to Banbury. And now the time wasting will start all over again, as it is. And the referee again telling him to get on with it, as the Kettering fans behind there.
Well, he's been telling him to get on with it for the whole game, but he's not actually done anything about it.
No.
So, you know, it's like a toddler. If you tell them to stop doing something, they don't. You take the thing away.
So Agbula with the goal kick, headed on though by Roe Turner, and it's going to go towards Diggin, but Paul White rushes out and stops the threat as Diggin chases Paul White, a bit like Tom and Jerry. And Paul White still with the ball, rolls it out to Darrell Berry on this right-hand side. He's got a bit of space to move with the ball. He takes a touch, looks up, pumps the ball into the penalty towards Cunnington. It's headed out by Banbury, but only to Richards in the centre. Richards to Meikle. Meikle takes one touch, feeds the ball through, trying to get to O'Connor. It's cut out by Wise, who hacks it away to safety. Darrell Berry, though, flicks the ball on, and luckily the number 6 there, Shastri, I'm going to call him, he fell over. And Towers brings the ball away for Kettering towards Cunnington. Cunnington heads the ball on to O'Connor. O'Connor on his own, little trip there on O'Connor, but nothing given by the referee. The ball back to the goalkeeper, who fires the ball out towards the number 10 Diggin, but he couldn't get there. Shastri does. Comes away with the ball. Here's, I think this is our first look at Eddie on this side. Puts the ball through offside.
Offside he is.
Banbury furious with the linesman. Can't have it all their own way, and it's a free kick. Paul White just had his penalty area, about 6 yards outside his penalty area for this kick.
Christopher Cox, come on Kettering Town. Thanks to James Mayle as well for keeping us up to date with the scores there, and that free kick from Paul White
has been quite poor, hasn't it, Paul White in this game. He's hoofed another one out.
And he's going to be up against it with the win this second half as well. So you see what he's trying to do. He's trying to keep the trajectory low so that it doesn't really get affected by the wind too much. But he's concentrating too much on that, and the direction sort of takes a hit. It's a foul. Yeah. Was, and it always was going to be. Oh, well, Banbury wanted to take it quickly. The referee had already held play up. And, so Banbury have a chance to put the ball in the box again, but it's in level with the edge of the centre circle in Kettering's half. Just right of centre, so it'll be lofted in. Ball in, headed away by the smallest player on the pitch, Kelly Evans. Only up, then headed away by Richins. Then headed back in, and Kelly Evans scoops it up and away. That's going to go out of play for throw-in. O'Connor thought he could...
Average to Colville, so I heard. So back to where we were. So we're putting up a fight.
So basically we've played, what, 50 minutes in each game and got absolutely nowhere in terms of league table-wise. We're back to where we were.
Colville against Stourbridge was 6-4 to Colville earlier in the season, so there are always goals in the game. There's been 4 so far.
Yeah, well, here is danger for Kettering because Banbury have a corner. Roe Turner put the ball out of play. The only thing he could have done, really. But Kettering have got to defend this better than they did the last one. Yeah, ball goes in.
A pull for Kettering, and that's a goal.
Gone in.
For the corner.
Straight
Paul
in.
White completely missed it, and he's just smacked somebody in the goal now. Now Paul White's going to be careful here. What a sensational goal, and Paul White could be off here.
No, he's not. There's just a fracas in the goal.
Well, the referee is over there with the number 9.
He's disallowed it.
Johnson.
Oh no, he hasn't. Has he? No, he hasn't. I don't know what's going on. The referee's.
Well,
referee's just
Paul
talking.
White did push the goalkeeper. Paul White did push the number 9 in the netting. And
don't know what's going on here. Well, Paul White's going to be spoken to.
Paul White's going to go into the book at least, I think, here. Let's hope it's not a red if you're Kettering. It was a direct goal from the corner, and Paul White misjudged it. Thought he was impeded, but he wasn't. And Kettering, after getting back into the game 1-1, find themselves 2-1 down just minutes after the Colville equalising at Starborough. So Kettering with it all to do again. It's mirroring the game in the League Cup where Kettering 1-0 down, got back to 1-1, were 2-1 down and won 3-2. Well, that's certainly what they're going to have to do if they're going to get all 3 points this afternoon. And Paul White does go into the referee's book. So 2-1 here at the Banbury Plant High Community Stadium to the Puritans. And not seen a goal from a corner for quite a while, in-swinging corner, and that was direct into the back of Paul White's goal as Berry gets to Kettering back underway. Cunnington's trying to get there. He can't get there, and Banbury get the ball away. It is the number 6, the goal scorer, Chamsey, who's on the ball. He's got Berry in front of him, he beats him, still with the ball. He might try a shot here. This is dangerous, just outside the area, shoots, and that just comes off the bar. I think it just tickled the bar, didn't it? It was a long range shot. Very good work there from Rafi Chamsey, the goal scorer. Came inside, centred his shot, and just clipped the bar as it went over. Paul White may have got something on it. Referee hasn't given a corner, but that was could have been 3-1.
Could have been. Kettering have got to settle down now, because 3-1, I think the game's probably over. But at 2-1, Kettering have got a chance to at least get something from it.
So Paul White with the goal kick goes towards Berry, but it's back with the 16. Kelly. But he's lost it to Meikle.
It's Kelly.
To Kelly, sorry. Kelly gets the ball in Kettering's half. He's looking for options, trying to find Cunnington. He does find Cunnington. Cunnington is away here, might get a chance. Stumbles, still with the ball. Cunnington shoots.
Oh, he's put it over by a long way.
Over the bar. He was in a good position. He leant back under pressure and blazed the ball over. That's his first real opportunity in front of goal. And he looks a bit distraught there as the ball goes into orbit.
They were telling us about the rugby score lines at half time, and that was akin to a conversion from Adam Cunnington.
He needs to get this goalkeeper booked down here for constant time wasting. The stewards now march into the there's more stewards there than Puritans.
Well, with the greatest of respect, it seems a bit overkill steward wise. Goal kick.
Bula with the goal kick. It finds Richards, who heads it down towards Kelly. Kelly flicks the ball on. It's beaten back though by Wise, who heads it towards Towers. Towers puts it back to Nash. Nash gives it to Richards. Richards, he finds Meikle on the far side, who loses the ball. And now Banbury come away with it. Just good ball through here. Acres of space here. This could be critical for Kettering as the number 16's outside the penalty area. He goes one way, goes to the try shot. He does. This could be a goal, and is. Game over. Kettering 3-1 down. And that was a great goal from Craig Casboni, and I would say that is curtains for the Poppies. It was a great finish, and beating Paul White, 2 goals there have really crucified Kettering. It's going to be difficult now, Ed.
Yeah, it's going to be nigh on impossible. It was Joel Berry all ends up done left, done right, and then hit lower cross goal. As soon as he got past the defender, it was always going to be a one-on-one with Paul White.
Well, this is a shock to the system after that win against Lowestoft, getting back into the game at 1-1 with that penalty, but 2 goals in quick succession have given the Puritans a 3-1 lead against Kettering, something they haven't done for a long time. Kettering now conceded more goals away from home in this game than the rest of the season. 5 goals now Kettering have conceded away from home, 3 of them in this game, and they look shell-shocked out there. It's going to have to be a resilient display now from Kettering to get back into it as Dan Holman's over the ball. There is looks like a substitution might be taking place. I can see Malt's disco, but it hasn't happened yet as Holman is told to bring the ball back by the referee. There's consternation there from Steve Diggin, who's having a word with the referees in Kettering's half. He shouldn't be there.
I'm not too sure what he's doing
now. The referee's pointing and gesticulating, telling Diggin to get into his own half. Diggin still wasting time. He wasn't in his own half at all, Diggin there, but the ball back with Richards, who gets the ball back underway towards Clinton, flicks it on, but Holman can't get there. cleared by Banbury. It's gone for a throw on the far side. No substitution being made yet, although we can see the board. Cunnington can't get this cleared by the number 9, the captain, Ricky Johnson. And Towers under pressure. And
what
Berry,
the point in that?
Obscure reason, just hoofed the ball out when he could have done anything else with it but that, giving Banbury a throw in. Really, Kettering need to get some composure back in their game and give themselves a chance, because at the moment they look like a team of strangers. Throwing back into Kettering's half. Towers and heads it back
word!
Because Banbury coming in, could be number 4 here. Paul White comes out. It's going to be a shot, comes in, a flick. The number 12 can't get there. Paul White somehow grabs the ball, but more control there from Adwar, and that would have been 4-1. He was only 6 yards away, wasn't he, Ed? And somehow got it tangled in his feet and couldn't get it past Paul White, who grasped it with desperation. But it is now Meikle gets the ball back to Turner. Turner puts it back to Kelly. Kelly back to Berry, who made that slip and almost cost Kettering a 4th goal. He finds O'Connor. O'Connor takes the ball, loses it. It comes off Banbury players number 15, Eddie, and a throw in to Kettering as the rain now lashes down. And I can't quite see who's coming on, but Kettering are going to make that substitution. And it looks a bit like Gary Storer, I think. Got a beard, so it must be Gary Storer. It is Gary Storer coming on.
Who's off? Turner.
And it is Nathaniel Turner making way for Gary Storer. Gary Storer being Kettering's possibly most consistent player over the season since he's come back. He's done very well as well, but Kettering 3-1 down. It's not going well here in Oxfordshire. The linesman jumping up and down, trying to keep warm, as Ed Palm and myself are doing the same thing. Well, we're not jumping up and down, but
Stourbridge are now winning, Brother White.
So everything going pear-shaped here at for Kettering. Stourbridge now winning 3-2 against Colville as Storer gets his first touch. He finds O'Connor. O'Connor outside penalty, being harassed by 2 or 3. In comes Kelly. Kelly knocked off the ball, but is beaten to it. Banbury get the ball away to the number 16 Casboni, the 3rd goal scorer, but it's only gone to Meikle. Meikle puts the ball, I can't see because the metalwork's in the way, but it
Holman doesn't get there.
Can't get there, and it is goal kick. Well, this isn't good news for Kettering after that good news that Adam Cunnington had signed for the club prior to the game, and no Christmas spirit here at the Banbury Plant Hire Community Stadium, as this will be the first victory that I think Banbury would have had over Kettering at the Plant Community Stadium for quite some time, Ed, if the scoreline remains the same. Let's hope it doesn't. It's headed back by Towers. Flicked on to Kelly. Kelly squares the ball to Storer. Storer comes inside. He's midway in the Banbury half. Flicks it wide.
Oh dear me.
From Storer. Cut out easily by the Banbury midfield. And away come Banbury once again with the number 16. He's going to weave his way through again. He plays the ball to Shastri. He finds Nash. Nash back to Shastri. They're playing a bit of keepy uppy here. Banbury playing the ball around as if they're going to win this game. They're playing quite nice. It comes off Storer. Storer does well, but it's still Banbury with the ball. O'Connor comes back. It's the number 16 playing very well. He gets the ball through and he's put out by Berry eventually, but it comes off the number 12. Adwar for a Kettering throw-in. Storer, not a lot on for Storer. Trying to find Cunnington, it's beaten to it, it's been put out again. Another throw-in, 3rd down, 10 yards. It's Storer now trying to find Cunnington. Cunnington with the ball. Fending off 2 to 3. He finds O'Connor, does a little flick. O'Connor leaves it though for some strange reason. Nash gets the ball cut out though by Towers. Towers, not a lot on for him. Put the ball over to Meikle on the far side. Meikle's got Kelly Evans overlapping. Meikle over the halfway line. Pumps the ball forward towards O'Connor, who's unmarked. It comes off the back of the number 15, rather luckily for Banbury, and they managed to defuse the situation and cleared the ball to safety, but only towards Richards, who just heads the ball back to a Banbury player, can't control it. It's hooked back into Kettering's half. Berry looking at Paul White. Berry having to play it, but he's losing.
Oh no!
From Berry, in comes the number 10. This could be danger for Kettering. It's an open goal. It's a goal. 4-1. Darrell Berry having a nightmare and puts the ball in. That is curtains for Kettering. 4-1 down, and top of the league is not going to happen this afternoon. It's going to have to be a complete re-evaluation of Kettering's game plan, because it certainly isn't working this afternoon.
Darrell Berry, what are you doing? Just put it out of play for a throw-in. Just put it out of play for a corner. Just put it out of play. He's just stood and he's waited for it to go out, waited for it to go out, waited for it to go out, and Shamsi's just ran straight past him, nicked it. Oh, sorry, it was I don't know, it was on the far side, the near side. Sorry, nicked it, punted it across goal, and Shamsi was unmarked, open goal, 4-1. That will be another L on the Kettering record.
Yep. So that now is a disaster for Kettering Town, with Stourbridge winning. They'll find themselves 4 points behind with 3 games in hand, but that means nothing if you can't win your games, and certainly on this performance it is pretty unimpressive. Richards then with the ball, squaring it to Towers. Towers putting a long one through towards O'Connor. O'Connor clips it through. Flicked on, and it's now a chase here. Berry's with it. He'll be uncertain what to do with it. Paul White comes out. He bowls the ball to Storer. Storer, ball through towards O'Connor, beaten to it by the towering Wise. He finds the number 8. It's back to the number 6 who got the goal. A little back flick there. Everything running Banbury's way. Storer intercepts it though. Flicks it through towards O'Connor. O'Connor square towards Kelly. Kelly on the halfway line, plays it back to Richards. Richards switches it on the far side towards Kelly Evans. Kelly Evans is fouled, and it will be a free kick, probably just inside.
Well, that's an interesting comment on Facebook, on YouTube. Sorry, it's an interesting comment. Second in the league, 4 points behind with 3 games in hand. People are calling for the manager to be sacked. That will be the. But there we are. That's the feelings of some supporters.
Well, Kettering do find themselves with a free kick, and last time Kettering lost 4-1 away was at Dorchester last season, and not sure the attendance here, but the home fans will be loving this, as this free kick is just outside the penalty area. It's Kelly over the ball. Nothing has gone really too right for the Poppies this afternoon, as Kelly chips it in, and it comes towards Cuddington and Towers, and Towers this time
it's offside anyway
by the post, but the flag is raised. It would have been offside, and Booler taking a little bit of time to get the ball back. The referee is instructed. It looks like a double substitution now is going to be made for Kettering, so they're going to use all their cards up.
Well, Berry's going to come off. Berry, it's not a dreadful decision, that one, actually. He's been very, very poor today, Darrell Berry. Certainly at fault for the 4th, arguably at fault for the 3rd as well.
Yeah, 2 goals his fault for sure.
And O'Connor off, and Milnes is on? Can't see from there. No, Honus, sorry. So Graham and Honus on, and O'Connor and Berry off.
Well, Darrell Berry really has cost Kettering 2 goals there, and he goes off. Luke Graham coming on. Honus just coming on now to give a different approach. O'Connor didn't really contribute too much to the game, and the
second substitution for Kettering Town, replacing number 8,
Kelly flicking the ball through towards Honus. Honus can't get there. 16 passes it back to Wise. He can only find Kelly. He's on the halfway line, has to play the ball back to Graham, who puts his first touch in towards Cunnington, but he's beaten to it. Hooked over by Asboni, goes out. Luke Graham gives the ball to Storer for the throw-in by the halfway line. Ball back with Storer from the throw, and he squared it to Richens in the centre circle. Richens switches it, and that's going to go out of play. A poor ball there from Richens. It seems a lot of Kettering players are having poor games this afternoon, Ed.
This is awful. This really is very, very bad. It's not enjoyable at all from a Kettering point of view. It's cold, it's wet, and it's not a good Saturday afternoon.
Not a good one indeed, but it's still time to get something out of this game. If it's just a consolation goal, and try and get some form back in as Cunnington heads the ball down towards Holman. Holman flicks it through towards Honus, but that ball's going to be cut out by Johnson. It is. Who puts it out for a Kettering Town throw-in on the far side. 4-2 to Banbury United if you're just tuning in. Disaster for Kettering. The ball's up high towards Cunnington. Cunnington heads the ball, and it goes harmlessly towards 4-1, sorry. I was thinking too much ahead there. I was hoping as well. But that header there, as I...
If you're hoping, can you hope for a few more Kettering goals?
I was hoping for a few more Kettering goals. Like 3 more would be nice, but can't see that happening. They've not really had the chances there to put Agbula under pressure. And with the wind, Paul White had to stretch from his counterpart. Run over him, that was 5.
Yeah, but, would have summed up the afternoon as well. You feel. Good header from Cunnington. Meikle brings down, but again it's just into a crowd of Banbury players. Gary Storer tries to find Honus. It's headed away over Cunnington. Richards heads down, not to a Kettering player though. Luke Graham's in a race here, but Paul White will beat both players. Bowles to Declan Towers. Towers to Meikle. Away by Kelly Evans to no one in blue.
It has seemed since Kettering equalised at 1-1 that it all went pear-shaped, didn't it? But away comes Storer on the left-hand side, but he loses out and easy given away. Holman does well, but he's beaten to it eventually. And Banbury come away with the ball. It's a good ball. He's offside though, and he was only about 6 yards offside and trying to complain there. But Luke Graham played him well. So Graham takes the free kick. It was a moving ball actually, the referee didn't see that. But Towers does one step, plays it to Kelly Evans on the far side. It's put in towards Cunnington, but it's headed on. Cunnington can't get there, hooked out of play by the Banbury defender. It goes straight to Paul White. Can't really blame Paul White for any of the goals really.
Well, apart from the one that went straight in from a corner.
Yes, we'll give him that one, but it is Kelly flicked the ball through on here for Honus. He can't get there. Out comes Agbula on the line. I think I saw Agbula playing wrestling in about the 1970s at Shegmas Special Pavilion. It seemed to ring a bell. Jackie Pallow and Manny Agbula. Not sure.
What on earth are you talking about?
I don't know. Certainly more interesting than what we're watching at the moment, though. Massambula, that was it. Massambula.
If you say so.
If I say so. But Banbury now making a substitution. The number 12, Adwar, is going off to be replaced by Mark Bell. Let's hope he makes some clangers.
Mark Bell.
Ding dong, there we go, Bell is on. And it's going to be a throw into Banbury on the far side. Comes into place, won easily by the Luke Graham, though clears the ball. It's just a hook into the air, it's pumped back in. Luke Graham's underneath it, Paul White calls for it, it's back in his hands. He bowls it out to, can't see who that is. But it's towards Cunnington now. He heads on, pushed in the back, but Honus can't get there, nor can Holman. But Meikle did get there. He finds Holman, he loses the ball straight away. Richards tries to come in, and it's rather scrappy from Kettering at the moment. Halfway line with Storer, puts it out wide to Kelly. Kelly with a bit of space, puts one in the penalty area towards Honus, headed out and cleared by Banbury, only to Luke Graham, who heads it back in, but again Banbury get the ball away, and Kazaboni finds himself offside. He's not happy with the linesman, but linesman's flag is out. Nothing much more he can do about that. So it's a rude awakening for the Poppers, who thought they were back after that 3-0 win last week against Lowestoft, but weaknesses beginning to show here as Graham floats the ball in towards Cunnington, flicks the ball to Holman, who tries a shot, and that's the first positive shot of the second half from Kettering, but it goes wide and high of Manny Agbula's goal. To the silent Kettering fans who haven't really seen a lot to be cheerful about this cold December afternoon. Well, one or two of the Kettering fans deciding that that's enough. There's only around 10 minutes, if that, to go of this game, and they've seen enough, and will be travelling back unhappily to Kettering as Banbury get the ball away. It's flicked in though, Kelly can't get there. Banbury very, very easily counter-attack. Kettering's heads are down. They look a forlorn side at the moment. Be interesting to see what Marcus Law says at the end of this game, if we can grab him. We'll put on our highlights package later. But it certainly won't be too positive as Luke Graham bumps the ball back in, but only to the number 15 of Eddie of Banbury. It's flicked in towards Casaboni, and he wants a foul, and Luke Graham brings down the number 16. Graham has been said he's been seen by the referee. The number 16 is down, Casaboni. He wants more out of it. So does the Eddie number 15. They're all surrounding the referee. Now comes Nash to give his 10 penneth. Why hasn't he been booked first half? It's not Nash. It was in fact Ricky Johnson, the captain. He's going to get himself into the book here. He doesn't watch out for consistent arguing with the referee. Referee told him to shut up. So it's a free kick to be taken by Shamsi, who scored 2 of the goals this afternoon. He's going to whip this in with his left foot. Halfway and Kettering's off. In it comes. Swinger flicked on. Paul White has to tip it over, but it is a corner. Didn't think the referee was going to give that, but if White hadn't have touched that, then that could have crept in just under the bar. Not long to go here now at the Banbury Plant Hire Community Stadium. Not a good hunting ground this afternoon for the Poppies. Getting demolished here by Banbury United. After all the euphoria of signing Adam Cunnington, all the positive vibes going through the club, this is a performance to really forget about. But Marcus Law will have some analysing to do on this one. In comes the corner, it's flicked in. Must be a goal here. It's cleared off the line and pumped away. That could be number 5 very, very easily. It's back in with the number 6, Shamsi. He's outside the penalty area. Banbury baying for blood here as they come inside. He tips the shot in, and it's straight into Paul White's diving arms. It looked like at one moment that was going to angle by Paul White, but it didn't. He has the ball. Not a lot that Paul White can do with this except deliver it into the Banbury half, which is done. Headed back into Kettering's half. It's back with Paul White. Time running out. Not what we wanted to see after getting back into the game at 1-1, headed on by Cunnington, but it's given away straight away. Banbury seeming to up the pace. A foul there, but it's advantage by the referee to Banbury. But a poor ball gets Kettering back in the game with Towers trying to find Cunnington. Cunnington can't get there. He's marshalled off by 3 Banbury players and is adjudged to have fouled Wise. He can't believe it. But not the homecoming that Jamie Cunningham, that Adam Cunnington would have wanted. And it has been rather depressing from the Kettering point of view. So Agbula to take this free kick, taking his time as he's done, as Banbury making another substitution to wind down the clock. They haven't done that yet. It's back into play. It's gone out of play. No, it hasn't. It's been kept in. Square ball here. Storer needs to be alert. He was. Feeds the ball through to Kelly. Kelly turns to the centre of the park. Has to play it back though to Storer. Storer releases the ball, trying to find Cunnington. Cunnington's being marshalled by Wise. He's beaten to it by Wise. And Banbury get the ball all the way to the number 16, Casaboni. He loses it to Richards. Richards over the halfway line. Thought about putting Kelly Evans through. He does now. Kelly Evans with a little bit of space. Turns. Plays it square towards Meikle. Meikle gets the ball back to Evans. Evans puts the ball over towards Cunningham. Heads in. It's a weak header though. And the goalkeeper making a meal of it. Falls down on the ball. And no danger there. Well, this flipping form is coming at the wrong time, Ed.
Yeah, it has. And as far as we're aware, Stourbridge is still 3-2 up, and Gary Storer's nodded that back for another corner.
Well, Kettering have been very suspect from set pieces in recent games. 2 of the goals have come from set pieces this afternoon, and they're having to face one here as the referee looks at his watch. There can't be too much time left in this game. And disappointment for the travelling fans. Don't know what the attendance is. We haven't been given that attendance. But the happy supporters will be the home supporters. Still hasn't been taken yet. In it comes now, cleared by Luke Grover.
Oh my word!
It's cannoned off Towers. There's all panic in the Kettering areas. Evans clears the ball. Kelly Evans to Holman. Holman on his own, marshalled off it though by Nash. And it is Casaboni weaving his way through. Look at this. He's got beaten 1, beaten 2, beaten 3. Goes down. Referee says he dives. And no, he's now given the free kick. Outstretched arms from Casaboni, who thinks there should be more than that. But it's Banbury who are finishing the stronger side. Stourbridge now are 4-2 up. So, again, not what Kettering fans want to see. And makes the games in hand now very, very important indeed. It's going to go to the wire, it looks like. Kettering faltering. Holman having a word with the referee saying it wasn't from there, but it's going to be the number 6, Shamsi, who scored 2 goals. He's going to whip one in again with his left foot, causing all kinds of danger. Referee's blown his whistle. In it comes. It flicked up high towards the back post. Paul White lets that go for a goal kick. Banbury now do make their substitution, and it's going to be Edmund Hotter, former Poppy, coming on against his old teammates. And I can't see who is coming off, to be honest.
This is a 10, isn't it? I think. Number
10, it is Steve Diggin, who's coming off, ex-Brackley Town and good friend of Brett Solkin, who didn't make it onto the pitch this afternoon. Got Alan Doyle alongside us here, who's not very happy with what he's seen. He's not the only one. Everybody in the centre circle. Paul White gets play back underway, but flicked on towards Cunnington. Cunnington though finds Kelly. Kelly sprinting away. He's got too many round him though. Storer back to Honus. Honus to Meikle. Meikle squares the ball to Richards. Richards has to go back. He's being hampered. Still Richards with the ball. Puts it out towards Kelly on the left-hand side. He comes inside. Not a lot on for him though. Still not a lot on for him. He's not moving around. He's having to turn. He falls down. Gives the ball away. And that has been the story of Kettering this afternoon. Sloppy play given away, and they paid the price. But Soro regroups the ball. It's over the halfway line just. He is now. He finds Holman, who's had quite a quiet game. Holman to Honus on the left-hand side. Honus juggling with the ball, squares it towards Kelly. Kelly, in fact it was Meikle, and he just hoofed the ball out of play rather poorly. And Kettering look a shadow of the side they were 3 weeks ago. And it's going to be the 3rd defeat, the 2nd in 3 games, as questions will now start to be asked about this Kettering side. And I shall be asking a few of those questions to Marcus Law a little later. You can catch those on our highlights package, hopefully later on tonight, depending on if I can get it done in time. Ball flicked on and put out as Towers leaves that one to go out from the goal kick. Leaves it to Kelly Evans on the far side for the throw-in. Kelly Evans to Meikle. Meikle back to Kelly Evans. Hooked out by Nash. to chase here for Luke Graham, who's going to let this ball go. He does. That'll be a goal kick to Kettering. Eddie, if you had to sum up it, how would you sum this one up?
This is probably as bad a performance as you'll see from a Kettering Town side. It's very much that simple. They've had one real shot in anger.
Survives, isn't it, over again?
They've had about one real shot in anger, which was a penalty. I mean, there's just been nothing going forward, and they've been found out. And defensively, they've been poor. I mean, individuals, especially. I mean, Darrell Berry has had a poor game. I mean, as well. Paul White being lobbed from the corner quadrant's not good either. But what will disappoint a lot of people is the firepower that Kettering have up top. We should be creating chances.
We said when we came on, it should be the best in the conference, shouldn't it? In this league, when you consider all conference players, and they haven't really threatened at all in front of the goal.
That's poor. That is poor.
But the sloppiness of Kettering's defensive displays really hasn't helped matters. And Darrell Berry in particular has had his poorest game in a Kettering shirt. Paul White at fault for one of the goals as well, straight from a corner. And Marcus Lawbridge to get his views later. Graham heads the ball out, but it's back to Eddie. You can only find Kelly, who is being hassled, and a foul by Kelly on Nash, right in front of the referee. Kelly looks rather forlorn. Referee going to have a quick word in his ear hole. Kelly totally ignores him, walks by him.
Three minutes to be added on. That's all Kettering fans have got to endure. Just another 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's not been a good display.
A minimum of 3 minutes added time.
Shot comes in. Storer has to mop this up. He's on his own in that area of the pitch, trying to find Honus, but he'll be beaten to it. Kelly's beaten to it as well.
Marcus, you've just been told by the referee to calm down. He's gone straight into the number 18. Storer brings the ball wide right to Kelly Evans. Can't see who that is over there actually. He's got it's Holman. He's lost the ball anyway. Forcing Banbury back deep inside their own half. It's a throw in for Kettering. No, it's not. It's a throw in for Banbury.
Well, Kettering will find themselves 4 points behind leaders Stourbridge now. It's given the Stourbridge side, the Glass Boys, just the lift they need before Christmas. Kettering's form has deserted them. The ball put through towards Honus. Can he get a consolation goal? No, it's been put too far wide for Honus. He's still got the ball though. He finds Storer. Storer comes inside, plays it square towards Meikle on the far side, but he's been pushed out even further. And that chance has gone. He's got it back to Kelly Evans while they're on the byline. Kelly Evans back to Meikle. Still Meikle with the ball. Flicks it through, can't see. Goalkeeper comes out. And Marcus Kelly denied a flick over the goalkeeper by the goalkeeper Manny Agbula, who hasn't been time wasting so much since the advantage of 3 goals has given Banbury United. A lot of work for the Poppies to do in the next before the game against Hitchin next week, which you can catch in Latimer Park. We will be filming that one for highlights. Let's hope there is some. There haven't been too many Kettering Town highlights in this game. Little flick there. It's given straight away to Banbury though. And they come away with it with the 16. It's Casaboni. He feeds Shamsi. Beaten to it by Luke Graham, who does well. Luke Graham finds Kelly. Kelly playing a lot deeper in this second half. Back to Storer. Storer finds Honus over the halfway line into the Banbury area. He goes by. Can he keep it in? He has done just. Still Honus down by the corner flag. He comes inside now. He's inside the penalty area. Goes one way. Goes the other. Storer coming up. Storer should have put it in with his left foot. Changes it to his right. Puts the ball in towards the back post. There's Cunnington. Misses it. And there is Kelly Evans. Flicks it to Meikle. Meikle out wide, Stanchion in the way. Banbury block him off though, and there goes the final whistle. Utter and sheer disappointment for Kettering Town as they are humbled 4-1 here at Banbury United. Not what we wanted to see, and certainly there are some questions to be asked. As I say, I will try and get an interview with Marcus Law in a little while as the team sheets from the opposing press area fly by us. That's the sort of afternoon it has been, completely flying by us, and we are going to close down. Any last comments, Ed?
I guess we should try and look for a Kettering man of the match, but
we'll think about that.
We'll think about it, yeah.
Home, but I can't really think of one at the moment. So there we have it. We haven't got an attendance yet. We'll give you the attendance a little later. But at the moment, Marcus Law clapping the Kettering Town fans. I'm going to try and get an interview with him. We'll be seeing you next week at Latter Park for Hitchin. 371 is the attendance. Quite a large majority of those were Kettering fans who will be travelling the 46 miles or so. Very, very gloomy indeed. So from Ed Palmer and myself here at Banbury United, good night.